Welcome back to Hot Ticket. I'm Dan Cawley. High school sports is big business on the internet, a lot of coverage here on Cox 11, all over the country. And if you're paying attention to college sports, you're seeing that the high school athletes out of the 757 are everywhere. They're on the news, they're on the internet, and some of the top athletes are going to be at the football combine provided by the Best of 757. It's a whole showcase of athletes and entertainment, and here to talk to us about that from the Best of the 757, John Cunningham and Tim Hummel, the co-directors of the Best of 757 Showcase. Third year of the showcase. It's getting pretty big now, isn't it?
It's just getting bigger and better. And we've had a lot of fun the first 2 years, but this year we're excited. We got some new wrinkles to it. And like you said, this is a community that has so much tradition, has so many great athletes for the size and the population. And it's not just football. We're starting off with the football event, but we're going to do a basketball showcase. We're going to do a baseball showcase. And just even beyond that, just the amount of top flight athletes that come from this community, you know, it rivals the Texas, the Floridas, and the Californias. And
well, let's start there. Let's face it. In Hampton Roads, we don't have a major league team. We have the Tides, we have the Piranhas, we have some great sports going on a professional level. Even the Pilots up on the peninsula, some great stuff. But around here, it's Friday Night Lights. It's football season, and it's basketball season. Look how, you know, we went out and Cox 11 covered the Eastern region and provided the semifinals and the finals. The Norfolk Scope was packed. People so excited about high school sports. High school sports is hot. And the Best of 757 is capturing that. So let's talk about some of the athletes who've come out of Hampton Roads just recently. In fact, just last signing day, the reporters in Hampton Roads were going from school to school to school because so many young student athletes were on their way to Division I schools. Talk to me about some of that talent.
Well, and I think, you know, we'll start with football because I think, I mean, you go back to the early '80s when you had Bruce Smith and folks like Mel Gray and people like that, and I think they built a little bit of a tradition here. And now you look at the '90s and the 2000s, and you know, people like Percy Harvin and, you know, Ronald Curry and, you know, the Vick brothers and things like that. It's you watch an ESPN football game and you're gonna see, you know, if there's a Virginia Tech team playing, I mean, that's always a focal point of what they talk about. And I think it's just because it's exactly what you said. It's a very competitive environment. It's also just got a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of community pride. And I mean, you see the same thing on the baseball side as well.
Well, you can't open up the box scores without seeing baseball players from Hampton Roads.
Yeah, it's not at the high school level. It's not followed as much as the football, but the sheer numbers of baseball players from the area in Division I baseball, and then at the professional minor league levels, and then of course we all know the names at the at Major League Baseball right now because I mean they're all stars. They're stars. They're not just there are some role players out there too, but these are big time names just from our area.
So that brings us to the Best of 757 Showcase, third year. The fact that we have so many great athletes, there's so much interest in these young athletes, that's why you created the Best of 757 Showcase. Explain to us what this is all about.
You know, come down to that, it is a competition. It's almost bragging rights. You know, we just laid the background of how good the athletes are from the area. Well, we feel like this will build into something that's, you know, there's some notoriety to it. There's a real desire to go out and compete against the other athletes in the area to show, look how good I am just in this area. So it's really the bragging rights and the competition.
So you invite athletes from all over the area. You've got local coaches involved. You've got trainers, and you can see the footage from last year's event. You run them through their paces. I mean, you actually run them through drills, run them through skill sets. Tell us what you do with them.
Well, there's really, I know the testing part of it is where we do the athletic testing, which is the competition part. That's the Nike Spark testing.
Okay, Spark I think stands for speed, power, agility, reaction, and quickness.
Correct.
I had a note for that. I didn't remember it off the top of my head.
I'm glad you had the note, because I don't think I was going to remember it either. But for example, I think the football, and John, please help me with this.
It's really just 4 tests, and you'll do the 40-yard dash. You'll do what's called the 5-10-5. It's just basically a shuttle run to see how quickly you can move from side to side.
And they're doing that right there, yeah.
Yep. And then you'll do we mentioned the vertical jump, and then what Nike Spark does is a Powerball toss. It's a kneeling Powerball toss where it actually just measures explosiveness. So very similar to what you might see in the NFL combine with a few wrinkles, but just measuring their complete athleticism. So you're going to.
And it's not just measuring; they're competing against each other, aren't they?
It is absolutely a competition. That's what makes this unique. You have, I think, in other parts of the country, showcases where you can get a rating and get some exposure. We want this to be a competitive event to see who is the best at 757. And to your point, it's Peninsula kids competing against Southampton Roads kids that sometimes don't get a chance to compete on the field. So this gives these athletes a chance to measure themselves, with their own district, with their own region.
And the football one's coming up May 22nd.
Right.
Athletes can still sign up for it.
Yep.
But it's more than just the athletes coming out. It's all kinds of activities just for people interested in catching these. And we were talking earlier, a lot of times these are the kids you're going to see playing D1 football or going on to play professionally later. I mean, now's the time to see the future stars. What else are you going to be doing? And then we have basketball coming up in September. I know baseball in October. What are some of the other things, real quickly, that you're going to be doing for spectators?
Yeah, go ahead.
What we wanted to do, and we've added a couple different wrinkles. One, we've added not only the Nike Spark testing, but they're going to be doing skills challenges. So you're going to be seeing them actually going through in the case of football, doing lineman drills, doing wide receiver drills, doing quarterback drills. So you can actually see them play their sport. And in addition to that, we have some just terrific sponsors, and we're going to do
and we're thrilled to be a sponsor of it. We appreciate it. It's Best of 757. It's a great event. May 22nd. We hope you'll go check it out.